My friends. It's Katie Rubin, your friendly neighborhood modern mystic, energy healer, divine light channel. And this is your 3-card spread for the week. Super late, delivering it late, modeling to you that you don't have to be perfect in your life. Sometimes you fall down in front of a grocery store and twist your ankle, and it hurts a lot for a lot of days. And then it opens a place in your being where all this grief can leave your face holes in the form of tears, because when you get a physical injury and you're on a spiritual path, that physical injury opens you. Injuries, you guys, crack into your body and open you into the spiritual realm. That's why so many healers are crazy, because what gives you the ability to tap into the divine light, like really directly, is usually a crack in the energy field of your body being. So when you're a child and you get cracked into, aka traumatized, you might have some spiritual gifts, but that's why it's so important. You might activate some spiritual gifts, I should say. And that's why it's so important to do always our emotional healing work in the 3-dimensional realm, because just knowing God and being able to bring that light to people, or just being psychic and being able to see past, present, future, or just being able to talk to angels isn't enough. We have to keep doing our own personal growth work so that we don't bring our crazy, and by crazy I mean our injured egos and our wounded souls, to the work we're doing with people. We want to be whole and healthy to the best of our ability on the 3D level. Now, back to my point, I got hurt this week. I'm okay, but I twisted my ankle really badly, and boy, has it opened up some shit in my back and my brainstem and the other leg's knee and the other leg's calf, because the body, mind, spirit, soul, organism is all one field of light. It's one realm of consciousness. So I'm a person who's very open and always has been, and had many traumas and injuries in my childhood. It's actually, knock wood, thank goodness, been a long time since I've had a physical injury activate a spiritual awakening, but I'm having one now. So there's a new layer of, like, in my physical, emotional body, lots of stuff coming up from childhood lately. And so even those of us who are gifted in the ways of the light and helping people and leading classes and heading workshops, we're human too, and we go through shit, and I'm going through shit. Hence the lateness of this 3-card spread, all of which was meant as a long-winded way of saying, sometimes when you got to go through shit, please don't push yourself to be perfect in the outside realms. Those people can wait. Whoever those people are in your reality, they can wait. They may say they need it to happen by Friday. They don't. They think they need it to happen by Friday. But did they die because it didn't happen? Now, if people are going to actually die, excuse me, if you don't do your thing by Friday, whatever that thing is, okay, well, maybe find a replacement. Find someone who can do that thing by Friday so humans don't die. But even in that case, I would say, are you surrendered to the divine flow of the universe, or are you surrendered to the egoic flow of your boss? Sorry, is your boss the universe, or is your boss an expression of divine flow? Who's more important? You, your soul, your sensitivity, your alignment, your wellness, or what your boss or your family or your best friend says? So often people walk around thinking like, I don't want to surrender to divine light. I'm not going to give my power away, which, by the way, that's not what surrender is, but that's a different conversation. You are surrendered all day, every day, friend. And usually what you're surrendered to is making other people feel comfortable about your choices, being liked, not being judged by people. So you have given your power away to, and I don't mean to call you out, you in particular, but what we tend to do as humans is give our power away to what the deadlines of other people, what the boss says, what the family says. When, if you need to deliver the 3-card spread a couple days late, go ahead. Because it's not about what people want. In our world of like movie stars and celebrities and sexy and money and power, it's about what people want. Like, how do you make a big, shiny business that everybody pays for things in? You give them what they want. But if you're wondering, how do I live a spiritual life? where I feel peaceful and whole, and I honor myself, and I have integrity and authenticity and truth in my body every day, one day at a time, you're not about what the people want. You're about what the divine says. You're about what you need. You see, when you honor the human needs that you have, that is literally honoring the temple through which the divine light flows. You're the temple. Your body is the fucking temple, bitches, for God's light, whatever you think God is, okay? The animating force of consciousness, the interconnected web of life, it's psyche, the psyche, it's fucking whatever you want to call it. We're not talking about a god of religion here. We're talking about the animating life force that is reality. So do you want to bow and surrender to that? Or do you want to bow and surrender to what other people think of you? And if you fit in to their fucking molds? It's a deep question to sit with. Now, to that end, I come to our 3-card spread. I talk for 6 minutes. You're welcome. 6 minutes of teaching for free. That's right. It's not the easiest 3-card spread this week, you guys, but let's look at it and let's learn from it, okay? The recent past, we've hit rock bottom with something. I certainly have. We're going to read that rock bottom card. It's very powerful. In the present moment, we're in the protecting treasure position, which actually is a card that speaks to you're okay. The proverbial nest egg, as Colette Baron Reid likes to say, is protected, okay? And the outcome is coming apart. I don't know if you could see that. Yes, Jeff, I know. I can cover this and then it'll have less of a thing, but I'm not ready. Coming apart. Okay. So let's read how she frames it. Okay, in the recent past, we have hit the rock bottom card. Now, it can sound scary, rock bottom, and it can be, but rock bottom is a really great place to be, because usually what it means is you finally are willing to open to what the divine has to say about what's next. Okay. As difficult as it may be to accept, it seems you've reached a point where you can go no further in the same manner in which you've been doing things. Perhaps you've hit a proverbial brick wall or experienced a deep sense of loss and don't know where to turn. The old way of doing things must be discarded fully in order to move onward and upward. A new direction and a new strategy are called for. The only way out is through surrender. Accept things as they are. Accept things as they are. Ankle hurts, gotta lay down when I gotta lay down. And admit that you have no idea what to do next. If you wait in that heartfelt moment of release, then a stairway will appear like magic, and all manner of synchronicities will show you the way to higher ground. The rock bottom card is a sign that a miracle is about to occur, but only if you let go completely. Do you hear that? Completely. The rock bottom card is a sign that a miracle is about to occur, but only if you let go completely. That's what rock bottom means. It means a miracle is about to occur, but only if you let go completely. The point of rock bottom is it explodes your heart open. Just like I was talking about at the beginning of this video. Me getting injured is not just a mistake. It's not just a coincidence. It's not just a thing that happens. I get injured because the universe says, okay, you need to hit rock bottom on this topic, Katie, which for me is like places in my legs where I've been physically holding trauma from when I was 6 months old. And those of you who know me, I've been working on clearing my trauma and healing and integrating it for the entirety of my life, quite actively. So the fact that I'm finding new layers of it in my legs, wow. But yeah, I'm willing to hit rock bottom with pain in my legs. Why? Because I know how this works. Miracles are right around the corner. Okay, present moment. Having hit rock bottom, we come to the protecting treasure. Dun, dun, dun. Although this is a time of great risk, know that at a fundamental level you are able to move forward safely and securely. The proverbial nest egg, remember I talked about that, is safe and sound no matter the fluctuations in the world. Hear that deeply. The proverbial nest egg, your financial security, your wellness, your connections with the people that actually matter, that's the nest egg. Your home are safe and secure, are safe and sound, no matter the fluctuations in the world. So you fall, you hurt yourself, you got to lay down a few days, you're safe, it's okay. You're not going to die. Guardian angels and other guides are whispering to you, making you aware of their protective presence. Boy, howdy are they. And do I have a story about that I'll tell you at the end of this video, if this thing will let me keep taping. Your loyalty is an important theme now. Nurture that which you hold dear. This is a good time to strengthen bonds of friendship and ensure their integrity. If you feel tested right now, know that a true and loyal heart always achieves its aim. Take refuge under an angel's wing. You are not alone and have no need to fear. Embrace your courage. Loyalty is an important theme. Nurture that which you hold dear. This is a good time to strengthen bonds of friendship and ensure their integrity. If you feel tested, a true and loyal heart always achieves its aim. So what are you being true and loyal to? Is it somebody else's ideal? Is it somebody else's timeline? Is it somebody else's projection of what you should be doing with yourself? Is it an idea about a certain amount of money you should be making? Is it some way that you're trying to fit in to the molds? When you could be assured that when you're trying to fit in, that is not necessarily integrous to you. Sometimes it is, but you need to look at, am I trying to fit into what the culture says I should be up to right now in a way that is actually disassociating me or separating me from my spiritual alignment? Yeah, then guess what? It's not going to be worth it in the end. Anything you put before your relationship with the divine is going to get taken, or it's going to fuck you in the ass. Sorry, some of us don't mind that from time to time, but not when you're not expecting it. You don't want to get bent over a chair by the universe when you weren't prepared. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And the outcome card, I just lost half the audience, you're welcome, is the coming apart card. Now is the time to take separate paths. See, I told you this was not an easy reading, but let me tell you, the not easy ones are chock full of deep teachings. The coming apart card is assigned to put an end to what is no longer working for you. Has a commitment been broken? Perhaps you need to break a promise or change course because you took on more than you could handle. This is a perfect time to reassess your goals and values. Are your actions in alignment with what you believe in? Have you created a partnership that is not mutually beneficial? Separation, disillusion, and dispersion are all in focus now. If someone wishes to break away from you, don't chase the relationship out of a sense of fear. The price you'll pay will not be worth the prize. Separation brings good fortune. So we have all these forms this week, you guys, of the cards telling us and explaining to us how a thing that seems bad on the outside is actually a doorway to something so much better. Hitting rock bottom, miracles are coming. You feel like you got to hide under an umbrella on top of a box? You're safe already. The nest egg is protected, even if you have to lay down for 4 days in a row. You're coming apart. It feels terrible to break up or separate or get out of that business or get out of that house or whatever the contract is you got to get out of. That's okay, because being true to yourself and your spiritual alignment always brings the outcome you're actually looking for, which is a more fulfilling relationship, you guys. A better house, a house that meets your needs, a house that works for you, that isn't about projections that the world is giving you about who you should be and how you should live. So I love you. I'm here with you on the path, being human as fuck and using the spiritual principles and the spiritual energies we have access to help me and support me on my human walk, as it were. Pun intended, because I did fall down while walking. And here's that story I promised you. Sometimes my recorder cuts me off at this time, so I don't know why that is, but hopefully I get this story out. When I fell down the other day, twisted my ankle, I immediately got in my car because I was at my car when I fell, and I got in my driver's seat and I did this. I went meh and lowered the seat in the car, and I started to do EFT tapping on the trauma and the pain because I was crying and I was scared and my leg hurt and then my other leg was hurting and my neck was hurting and then I'm crying and I'm scared and all this old stuff is coming out. So I'm tapping and tapping. If you're familiar with EFT, it's a way to clear energy trauma by hitting certain, what are they called? Points on the body. There's a word I want that's not coming. Anyway, so I'm laying there and I was probably there for 20, 30 minutes crying and sobbing and tapping. And I started to say to God, because I was like, okay, universe, what the fuck? I started to get pissed at God, right? And I'm like, because by the way, the universe can handle your pissed. Please be pissed at God. Understand, oftentimes when you're pissed at yourself or you're pissed at someone else, you're really pissed at what is. And when you're pissed at what is, you're actually pissed at God, the universe, the way things are. So I'm like, fuck you, universe. I'm doing a lot of work in my life. Why do I have to get fucking injured right now? I got shit to do, right? Fuck you. You don't love me. And everywhere I believe that God doesn't love, I'm alone and I'm alone. And I'm tapping and I'm alone and I'm fuck you and I'm yelling. All of a sudden I start to hear outside the car like what sounded like grunting man noises. Like, I'm gonna get fuck you. And it was very like rhythmic and like, I was like, somebody's singing outside, but he sounds like an aggressive man. Is someone gonna hurt me? Is there like a somebody on a lot of drugs who's maybe a threat to my life? And I'm like, oh, great, God, great. I hate you. You put threats near me. I'm having trauma and there's a threat. I'm looking around. What is this low guttural man voice rhythmic thing? Well, I finally look behind me to my right, and directly behind my car is a mosque, an Islamic mosque. Now, if you know me at all, and if some of you don't, that's fine, I'll explain. I went to a 4-year Sufi healing school. Now, Sufism is the mystical arm of Islam. I am not a religion person. I'm a spiritual person, although we should talk about that at some point. What does that word actually mean? We'll come back to that another day. Sufism is the mystical arm of Islam. I wind up at this Sufi healing school through a series of synchronicities I'll tell you another day. Point being, the Sufi healing school completely changed my life and activated my spiritual path in a way that blew my mind, healed like 90% of my trauma, was incredible and game-changing, and turned me into the woo-woo wizard you see before you today. So I don't go to mosques regularly, but the fact that the Fatiha, which is the opener prayer, which is a prayer I use every day in my mystical practice, the Fatiha prayer was being chanted in the mosque that was 10 feet behind me. So the Islamic Muslims, they use the Fatiha to call folks to prayer. So the Allahu Akbar, and then sometimes they say the Fatiha, which is this particular prayer, and it calls people in. Hey, now's the time to be spiritual. And when Islamic Muslims pray 5 times a day, they start with the Fatiha. I'm radically oversimplifying how that works to make a point. So the frickin' prayers I use every day in my life are being chanted behind me while I'm going, God has abandoned me. I'm alone in my car. Then my tears immediately turned to laughter, and now I'm crazy cry laughing in my car. God's here. It's a miracle. I can't believe I'm so blessed. Everything that happens to you that you think is a bad thing that's happening and that you end up feeling forgotten or lost or left behind, I promise you from the depths of my soul, as someone who goes through and has been through very deep, very difficult trauma healing in my life, every piece of terrible hardness that happens, I promise you, is opening you to something deeper and something more authentic and something more true. I would never have the gifts and abilities, the peace I carry. I would never have wholeness. I would never have my own integrity the way that I have it if it weren't for the injuries I struggled with, the traumas I went through that then opened me into a need for the divine, which then built my connection with the divine, which completely changed my life. I'm a walking testament to this thing I'm saying. So it's not an abstract idea that I'm just blowing smoke up your skirt with. This is my life every single day. So please remember, if you're going through something hard, it is leading to transformation. It is leading to a miracle. It is leading to you having more of you, having more of your true, authentic, spiritually aligned self. See, people think because religion has fucked our culture in so many ways, and I should be even more clear, the people teaching religion in the old way, not the people who really get what religion is supposed to fucking be, which is a way back to yourself, not rules to follow to be perfect in the eyes of some judging God. Nope. I lost my train of thought. But the point is, everything difficult that happens to you is happening to open you to a spiritual, to give you more of yourself, more authenticity. Spirituality means you. It means the essence of you. Religion was supposed to be a thing you did, practices you did that protect the light of you. That was what it was for. But people fucked it and twisted it and turned it into a power game and a control grab, and they did what people do with it. That's what a human injured ego will do with a spiritual teaching. What you can do with a spiritual teaching is go, okay, what practices can I put in place into my life? Like in my case, it's like these Sufi mystical prayers that start to create protection for the authentic me, not the perfection me that some religious dogma says I should become. The true Katie Rubin that is true. What practices can I put in place that protect her? And then you might just find yourself with a twisted ankle and that very same protection prayer being chanted right outside your fucking car to let you know the universe has your goddamn back. Here's a rising phoenix. Here's my assistant. And here's my love from my irreverent weirdo face, being exactly true to who I am. The longer I'm on a spiritual path, the weirder I get, bitches. And that is what is available to you. You do not have to become someone else. You need to become who you fucking is. I love you. Namaste. KatieRubin.com. Get a healing session already. Jesus.